Hello, welcome to the Black Mind Podcast, episode 151, a palindrome, if you don't mind. Pretty sure it is. Joining me this week is Allan.
Hello.
Also joining me this week is Josh. Hi, guys.
Man, this donut is so dry. Oh, so dry.
You know what? It's so dry. Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2.
Yeah,
Deadpool 2 is so dry. It's such a dry film. You know, it's just...
It's a film... Oh, like we said from last podcast, it's a film that doesn't care about being a film.
It's so dry that, you know what, it's not...
Fuck you, Logan. Fuck you.
Fuck you. That movie's good. That movie is amazing.
I like how that scene starts. Fuck you, Logan.
And then the whole entire movie is him trying to kill himself.
Trying to kill himself, trying to save a kid. Although I do like the kid actor though. I mean,
know what?
Not the best, but did a pretty decent job though.
You know what? I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna be honest.
What?
That movie is okay. There are things about that movie that are not as good as the original. For example, the whole entire Deadpool character being... And the kid is okay, but you know what? It felt as if that, like, he wasn't sympathetic.
When is Deadpool supposed to be sympathetic?
I'm talking about the kid. Deadpool was basically moping the entire movie because...
Oh no, I agree with that.
And he's like, just let me die. I want to die. And it's like, no, just stop. The best part of that movie is probably Domino.
Oh yeah.
Which makes me kind of want a Domino movie.
I think it'd be a really entertaining movie.
Man, if only I had a gun. Gun drops from the ceiling. Huh. But like basically it would be like the opposite of like a what movie is it? Final Destination. It's like, yeah,
pretty close to that, yeah. Except as a superhero movie.
And like a lot of that movie is just okay. Like it's fine. It's
yeah, like I think getting to a point of like Deadpool, like there should be more Deadpool, but at the same time, it's like its jokes need to be tweaked a bit more. Just little like I don't think they've increased the oh haha Deadpool making reference to this movie, oh haha.
Well, no, but I feel like the jokes were fairly solid in this movie, but they did fall flat in some spots.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell for a fact that that was not an intentional thing that happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The problem with this movie is so like
minor.
Yeah. It's like things like every character being sort of derivative and stuff like that. It's like he's not sympathetic. The best part of that movie is when he gets the time machine part and goes off and kills things. And Negasonic Teenage Warhead is also like the best part of the movie. And she has like...
That is debatable.
Okay, dude. Negasonic Teenage Warhead was the best part of Deadpool 1. Or one of the best parts of Deadpool 1. And Colossus.
I will agree with that statement.
And Colossus is also still really good, but it's like, man, like there are problems.
No, okay. I agree with that statement. There are problems, but like the movie in general is still actually like really, really good.
Not as good as Deadpool 1.
No.
And I think that you said it best, where it's like, it's lightning in the bottle, and it's like, no, it's not. It's just better.
Yeah, well, okay. The reason why I say the reason why it's lightning in a bottle is because it came fucking out of nowhere, had this fucking shitty budget. The studio was prepared to fucking drop it.
Mhm.
And not only did it do so well that the studio was like, well, I guess we're making more of these.
Mhm.
It legit just like was fucking solid all over.
It's like stuff like when it's stuff that like that entire movie has like stuff that makes it so much better. Like the whole entire X-Men First Class scene where it's like all of them like in a room and they just close the door on him.
That's in number 2.
Yeah, that's in number 2, right? And then it's like stuff like where all of the X-Force dies and stuff like that, but it's like parts where like the Juggernaut scenes.
Okay, fuck you. Those are great fucking scenes.
When you get first introduced to the Juggernaut, it's like, okay, it's okay. And then they are like, and then you actually see him go toe to toe with Colossus, and you're like, this is great. Like, this is actually enjoyable.
Fucking epic CGI fucking fight.
Yeah, and like, I wish that he wasn't poking the third wall as much.
I love the fact that I'm actually a fair bit more okay with the fact that he's breaking the fourth wall.
But that's
a
his
bit more
character,
than what
right?
He was. Yeah, no, but in the first one he wasn't doing it as much,
Mm.
and I think that might be the reason why the movie felt like a little bit more
Like,
stable is the word I think I'm gonna go with.
yeah, and that's the thing, is I think that he just does it slightly too much.
Yeah, I can agree with that statement. I will also say for a fact that my problem with this movie was the fact that fucking Megasonic Teenage Warhead didn't fucking do anything. She got a girlfriend, and I'm like, that's cool. That's nice.
Her girlfriend's an Asian woman who wears like basically a ninja gear and named Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yukiko.
Yukiko. Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I love the fact that it's like, oh my god, it's fucking Pinkie Pie. I just like that is fucking great.
Perfect.
No, everything about that scene with when like they're like, oh yeah, it's Yukiko, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, this is fucking this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't stop, and I was like, I am okay with this.
Basically, the movie, yeah, like the movie's fine. The movie doesn't break any. It's not Emmy award winning.
No, but neither was the original
It's just
one. Like the thing with this one that it just doesn't do enough changes
For you.
Yeah.
And that's I think the difference there too. It doesn't do enough for you.
Yeah, it's like you're watching it and you're like, man, this is okay, and then you're just like, it's just not as good as the first one.
No, I can accept that.
I just kind of hope that they get to a point of they do the original storyline where Death is in love with Deadpool.
I would love for that, but like I know they're never going to do it because.
Oh, are you kidding? Sky's the limit with that fucking movie. Like they can literally go that far and be like, yeah, this is still a decent movie, and be tied in with the fucking Infinity War bullshit.
Well,
like
Infinity War.
I mean, that would be great if they the Infinity War happens, everyone saw all those movies, and then the next Deadpool movie comes out, and Deadpool is still tied to those movies because it's like, oh, this other bullshit was happening in the background as this other bullshit was happening. It was because of Deadpool was doing it or something.
Can I just mention another thing about that movie and stuff like that? I wish it was in the MCU.
I don't.
You don't. You want it to be separate, but
I want that to be like a universe that is all of its own, because I love the fact that they can make references to it, but they can't put anything blatant and obvious about it.
They can't have an Infinity Stone,
which I think is the smart move for it, because then it allows you to like actually do like unique things.
Well, they do own, so Disney does own Fox, but it's like, man, like they could do whatever they want with this character. The thing I'm going to sit there and say, though, is everyone's freaking out about how Vanessa dies.
Yep.
Her death is probably the only part in the movie where I actually felt sad.
I was like, that's at a fucking left
Right?
field. I was not ready for that. I like how Deadpool put it. It's like can't fucking an actor who can't actually share screen time.
Yeah. What did he say?
Like, and that wasn't what he said. It was in the opening credits when it's doing the sprawl and it's like a movie by a dude, and like it's starring an asshole who can't share the screen.
Yeah, they can't share the limelight.
Yeah.
And it's like, man.
Although I can't help but fucking laugh at the fact that when the last line she says to anyone in that movie is "Don't fuck Colossus."
Yes, that is the best line ever.
I was like, oh, and I like just fucking Wade's response is like, what?
I just love how like that in like her death basically sets up 90% of the character.
Oh yeah. If the death scene
And it,
well, that
and
yeah.
it was so dramatic and stuff like that, and you're like, and the way it ends with him like basically hugging the person who just shot his wife, and then them getting hit by a bus is like, okay, this is comedic gold, but like, you know what, like this is not funny. Like this is a really fucking tragic scene, and it's like really upsetting and stuff like that. But she's just like, that entire movie is just so well done.
Oh no!
That entire scene was just so well done, and then it goes into the opening credits, and it's like that James Bond style credits. Like, okay, I wish more movies would do this.
Oh fuck, man, those credits were fucking great.
I wish.
I'm not even upset about how like they did the opening credits and stuff like that, because like they were, in my opinion, way better than the fucking first one. Because the first one suffered from the problem of, from being like a little too slow, if I remember correctly. Or oh fuck, what were they? I haven't watched Deadpool in a while, but like for some reason I think of the first credits and them just being fucking real. Oh no, I remember what it was. It was from the car crash scene.
Yeah.
And I felt like they didn't do anything with it.
It was fine. It was fine. Could be worse. Could be a lot better. But it was fine. And the other thing is, like, the way that they handle those credits is like, it's basically just James Bond. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, these ones work way better because, geez, fucking Deadpool, like, the way they shot them fucking made them work way, way too well.
It's a good movie. And again, I can't wait for him to be involved in the Infinity War. Oh boy.
No, that's never happening.
That's totally gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait. Yeah. I mean, it'll be in Deadpool 3 or 4.
I don't think that's gonna like if they do Deadpool 3. I don't know what they're gonna do with it.
I think that what they have to do is they have to just have. Well, okay, they really can't do a lot. The best thing that they could probably do is like remake, like basically do a movie where it's like stupid things happen. I don't know. They would have to do something where it's like him and Cable having fun.
outdoing
Yeah,
misadventures.
Misadventures with Tim and Cable.
That could work.
Work. A lot of things could work. Anyways, anyone want to talk about something else?
I could talk about Aggresteko.
Yeah.
Cute little fucking red panda death metal singer.
Mhm.
I will not lie, it was a fun show. It had some really good morals about it. Actually, there's a few scenes that I actually really agree with because I went through something like this for a while while I was working at Standard General,
Mhm.
where my boss and the crew were being really, really hard on me, and I just couldn't get past it.
Mhm.
And this kind of show deals with it too, where like, well, some people are misinterpreting what the pig character is. He's meant to be a chauvinist pig, which is the reason why his name is Ton, and because in Japanese that's a play on the word of being a chauvinist pig. But like whenever you like, there are some like this. The show is like actually freaking hilarious because like all the jokes are just great. There's a character who just like she snoops in everyone's social media and doesn't know when like, and she's just like makes assumptions and like digs through social media and stuff like that constantly.
That sounds about right.
There's this there's this character who's a suck up to the boss and is playing it at his ego and stuff like that. And like she's basically like everybody hates her because like she's such like kind of like an ego stroking attention whore. The panda's this meek, quiet little pushover who goes off to after work goes singing a karaoke thing where she just fucking screams death metal about how rough her day was and stuff like that. And like it's just great because over the course of the show it's just like it escalates up and up and up and up from there. But like there's some episodes that are just like fantastic morals where like in one spot the chauvinist pig guy is talking with the little red panda who is like going through like a really, really tough time, and he makes the comment, we we have the problem of the fact that we're down staff.
Mhm.
And so I need you to like pick up your like slack and stuff like that. And she's just like, he looks at her and kind of like makes the comment of you need to understand that what's the point of accounting, because she works as an accountant. And he basically says accounting is finding the checks and balances to make sure what's going in is also coming out at the same time. But and then he looks at and he's like, but if you're too sloppy about it, you'll take more out of yourself than what you're putting in, and and eventually it starts to hurt the company and it hurts people. And he looks at her and goes, are you okay with being that sloppy on yourself about your own accounting? And she's just like starts crying. She makes the comments like, you're really a nice pie. And he just straight up says, no, I'm not, man. I'm a tired asshole who's been like struggling for years to get to the job that I want, and I'm still not there. I'm a cynical bastard, and I'm rough on you guys because I know you guys can be so much better than what you guys are.
Mhm.
And so he kind of like and like when he goes to leave, she asks if she can actually go back to work and like work properly, because he had basically sidelined her during that process. And so he says, well, let's go to work, because that's why we go to work, to kick more ass together than we would by ourselves. And then it goes back to the scene. And like I'm like, this is a great little scene because like every time you've like seen this character, he's hard on her. He says, why don't you go make the tea, because that's what a woman's job is. He's a chauvinist and stuff like that. But like you see like constant, like he has like this kind heart about him. You're like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
Oh, it's such a good, and each episode's only like 15 minutes long, so they're like quick little snippy snapshots and stuff like that. And like there's another scene earlier on in the series where like this, like her friend is like, hey, I'm starting up my own business and I need an accountant. And I'm listening to the scene while I'm painting models in the background. I'm not paying attention to what's going on the screen. And the entire discussion is the fact that she has, they're like, well, we have this going on. So why don't, me and my friend, we need an accountant so we can get this business off the ground. And you're pretty responsible, and me and my friend are pretty laid back. The moment I heard that out of my mouth, I immediately said, that sounds like a fucking trap. And it basically was, because you find out later on that like what the main character had hoped for wasn't actually what they pointed the store was. But she didn't take the job anyway, so it was like, oh, thank the heavens that she didn't jump straight on that ship right away.
Wait, what happened?
So like the person's like, yeah, we'll start this shop doing this and this and this, and she's like, oh, well, where are you opening the store? And she's like, no, I'm not opening the store in town. It's gonna be an online store. And the character's like, what? And she's like, yeah, and well, it's like, okay, well, what do we think about making for a salary and stuff like that is the next question. She's actually being fairly responsible. It's like, okay, well, what kind of like, what money are we going to be making? What kind of like funds do you think we're going to get out of this? And like, it's like, well, it's going to be pretty lean eatings for a while. And it's like, well, what about my rent? And she's like, you could just move back into your parents. I'm like, oh boy, did I fucking call that as a trap real hard. Yeah. And like there's a lot of little scenes like that throughout the entire series, and it's just like fantastic. I strongly recommend it to anybody who's like, I hate my work life, because this character actually straight up hates her work life, and then just her coming to accept of like what's going on with her work and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that sounds like a really good show.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Josh, what did you do this week?
What did I do this week?
Humanity.
Well, I did the game jammer. Did that for as most as I could do it. Well, friggin' not taking those days off because I was a dipshit. And what else? Although the game jam that we did, it was fun. It was neat. It was putting together the best shmup-like game and see how we can do it and how we can do it production-wise and just iron shit out. And it was super neat. Although, it kind of boiled down to like, oh, if we just had another programmer, this would have worked out. As for right now, we have like assets and then all the assets, and we have some music in the background I found for Free Domain.
Are you talking about the game jam that you were working through most of it?
Yeah, because again, I was a dipshit.
Yeah, I got like 3 things. Like, I basically took some things away from that. Like, basically that we need another coder. Bad. And that the issue is that like we basically got everything done. It's just that Chris is like, no, we're like working on that instead, which is fine because now I have more time in order to do crap on my stuff, like animations and stuff like that, which is great for me. But yeah, like it's sucky. You know, we didn't fail. We technically did not fail. We just didn't have enough time. Like, and we need a second programmer. Yeah.
Yeah. If anything, just that jam, this is a good teaching tool. Like, hey, turns out you need this. Oh,
we
I guess we do.
made laser birds. We made birds that fire lasers. We'll probably post it. We'll probably post a link to a Drive account on this one.
And I was gonna say, do we have it so that you shooting the whoop on that bird, or no?
I have to go in and add that on there, but All of the stuff is there.
Yeah, another funny thing was the little jankiness of how the controls work, because we're like, we can't seem to iron out the jankiness, and we're like, well, just make it so it's like kind of part of it, and it would be fine. So it's like, so you start playing and go, man, this is a little janky, but everything else, but the way the game plays is around the jankiness. Is like, okay, you can get around this. It's fine. I know this for what was it? Me and Chris were just fiddling with the controls, and we're doing it through the through the linked server. We're like, he's like, "Well, fiddle around with this and see if you can make it play good." And I'm like, "Dude, it's like you can't make it play good because you can't seem to iron this out." And he's like, "I know, I can't figure it out."
I think he's figured it out.
Well,
basically, like, yeah, I think
has
so.
he?
I haven't talked to him today, but like, it was. You know what? Like, I'm going to say this. It was fun.
Yeah,
I learned a lot about it.
If the next time we do it, I'm totally going to chug some Red Bulls, and we're just going to power through.
Power through until 9 a.m.?
Yep, exactly. And then people look at my eyes and go like, "Do you smoke pot or something?" And I'm like, "No, I'm
still going to sleep and stuff like that because I got a lot of work done. I did a lot of things. Oh no, I think the next time we have to make something like Gauntlet. And then put it on Steam and then ask for 25 cents. Pay 25 cents for an extra life, you fuck. Or wait until tomorrow and get it for free, you fuck. And then
keep saying you fuck over and over.
And then every single time you beat if you get up to the 100th level, you just get a message being like, you were a fucking dingus. You wasted this much money, and it's just the amount that you spent. I would love to see the picture that's like, I wasted $100 on this game, and I would be like, oh god, what's your email? Okay. Private DM him, just be like, what's your email? I'll give you back $50.
Basically, it'd be kind of neat if a game were to show you how much money you spent on it. It being a game that's a bombless pit.
Yeah.
Kind of like you know how free to play games are and. Yeah, but it would be interesting to be like, oh, there's this new skin and there's this other new thing that came out. Oh, they look real cool and everything, and you buy it, and then at certain points, like maybe all the time, you can always see how much you spent, like a total. It would be super interesting just to contrast with people who are whales and other people who only spend like, I don't know, $300. Like, let's say they spend $300 a year on it, and they start realizing like, okay, this is how much you're spending on a video game, and put into contrast with people who are spending their fucking money on this shit. Like, I don't know. I think that'd be kind of a nice teaching tool to people who are like, oh man, I just throw money at these video games, and then it turns out, oh man, maybe drugs were cheaper. I don't know.
Dev Shader, are you Jargus? Anyways.
Oh, we gotta add the Skinner boxes in our games too. That's what we gotta
Please
do.
don't.
Put it 20. Just put something and literally call it Skinner box. Just literally say it's like a Skinner box, and then like when people are like, man, I can't wait to get burned by this, and then it just burns you, and you're like, and then when they start bitching, be like, we literally have it called Skinner box. You're not allowed to be mad at us because we purposely fuck with it just to fuck with you.
Yep.
And another, but the thing is, you can't spend real life money on it. You just
no.
What
it is like it randomly just pops up. You randomly you're randomly playing the game, and then you just like randomly get a crate, and they're just called Skinner
the game
boxes.
No, but if you play the game, it randomly comes up, and you go, "This game has crates. Like, where does this crate come from?" And then you click on it, and it goes, nothing.
Just like da-da-da. Or even better, what you could do is you could do it where like it's like if you are like one life and stuff, and you're like, man, I really hope this thing gives me a health potion and stuff like that. It just doesn't. It
kills you instead.
Just spawns like an enemy. Or like even better, like what you could do is like it's like, oh man, I'm like full health. I really don't need anything. It just gives you a health potion. Just gives
That
you a
always
health
happens.
potion.
That always
Just increases the chances, so like it's inverse effect. It's like, man, like that would be really funny because people would probably figure it out like really quickly. Like this thing's just to fuck with you, or like they would like be like, I don't understand why this thing's fucking with me so hard.
Or no, you open the scanner box and it turns out it's a potion. You'd be like, well, I'm gonna drop this on the ground immediately and do something else and come back to the potion. I mean, that you could kind of tweak it that way if the
Or you
game
could just
allows
have
it.
an inventory where it's like, my inventory's full of potions.
I have so
then
many
you can
potions.
and
What
then
are we
you
gonna do
can
with all
craft them
these?
together to create a revive potion. Or an extra life.
That would be a clever mechanic. Like, eventually just getting to a point where you've got enough supplies, like with healing potions and stuff like that. You just, oh, I don't need all these healing potions. I'm just gonna craft a revive potion.
I just craft an extra life. And then it's like, man, you got an extra life. Congratulations. You suck.
Here's your achievement.
You got an extra life. That should be our next game jam. Once we get another programmer in. Speaking of which, I have to message Christian and be like, hey, I might have a line on somebody. You go talk to them for a bit and then tell me no.
I'm gonna go talk to
You
them
go
for a
talk
bit, and then you're gonna tell me no.
Yeah.
What's okay? So I have a question for you, Jeff.
What's the question?
What's this about a fucking BioWare dev being an asshole?
So you know that ex-BioWare dev who made fun of TB's death?
Yep.
There was 2 of them.
Oh.
And I'm gonna comment on both of them. I'm gonna
Okay.
say it here. And I said it to a friend, and okay, I'm not perfect. Okay? I think any listener who knows this knows that I'm not fucking perfect. I am an idiot. Sometimes I am
A moron.
moronic buffoon.
A loser.
No, not a loser. Pretty fucking awesome, man. Dude, I brush off that dust and it's gold. It's fucking gold, man. It's mint. But these guys take stupidity, evil, anger, and stuff like that. And I'm gonna say something here. I almost got a fucking job at BioWare. Almost did. Didn't make it.
Almost being the apt
Almost
word.
being the apt word. And after seeing, it was funny because I didn't get the job, and then being raked over the coals by somebody we formerly worked with, and he's like, well, you didn't do this and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, whatever. And then 2 weeks later, the guy posts something about white men, and it's like, okay, the lead posts something about white men, and I'm like, you know what? I can see why I wasn't hired now. It's like, probably they listened to the show. They probably sat there and were like, man, this guy, he would be a volatile pile of shit. He'd probably sit there and scream at us for 20 minutes about how I was wrong, how these people are wrong, draw on the fucking billboard saying, you're wrong, here's how you're wrong, here's all of the evidence saying that you're wrong, here, let me send you to links showing you how you're wrong, and then explain to you again why you're fucking moronic buffoons who are ideologically driven by hatred, anger, and other things, who are completely inoperable and incapable of understanding basic things. These stuff that I know is not fucking horseshit. It's basic. It's basic things. Okay? And like stuff like making fun of a death of a cancer patient. That's fucking basic human decency. Basic. Not fucking rocket scientists. It's not fucking things. It's not like you're building the nuclear bomb. Sitting there going on Twitter and being like, oh, man, I'm really glad Total Biscuit died of cancer. Really, really glad. He made fun of my games. He was a gamer gator. I guess that makes him less of a human being. That doesn't fucking change things. That doesn't improve a situation. That doesn't make anything better. As a matter of fact, what it shows to me is that you are fucking incapable of fucking understanding that your fans might have fucking enjoyed him. Your fans, the people who made BioWare might actually fucking have not done that. Like, it's not fucking rocket science. You know, and it's really funny that, you know what, like, you're doing that. Because, you know what, I was kind of excited for, you know, video game, robot game, you know, that game with the word Anthem on it. I was kind of excited for it. I'm not anymore. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in your fucking studio. I'm disappointed in your fucking team. As a matter of fact, I really hope to God, like, that the Edmonton game community could crumble for all I care. All of it. Even this studio. Even the thing I'm trying to build. It could all go away and I wouldn't care. Just as long as you don't get a fucking job in my industry anymore. That's how fucking mad I am. It's not basic human decency that you did that. It's not basic human decency that you fucking made fun of somebody who fucking said, maybe we should hold everyone accountable for their actions. That's not a fucking problem. The problem is you. Get the fuck out. I'm generally fucking mad about that. That guy can fucking leave. Leave my city. Leave my country. Go to fucking whatever shithole you want. Fucking go to North Korea. I hope you fucking die there of malnutrition while you're at it. I'm generally fucking mad.
Surprised.
Surprised at how angry I am?
Not really.
Oh, that guy's a...
Surprised bullshit.
You know, people don't understand that there's a limit. If Anita Sarkeesian died, do you think I would be sitting there celebrating her death?
No,
I wouldn't be. I would probably not mention it. If Zoe Quinn got hit by a bus, do you think I would be celebrating her death? No, I'd probably not even mention it. I'd probably say, you know, she made something okay. And that would be it. And I would have moved on. I would have said, oh, that sucks, you know. Well, life keeps on ticking. I wouldn't sit there and go like, huh, Total Biscuit died. He was a gator. It's like, well, I guess, you know, in your mind, that doesn't make your fan. In your mind, that makes you. I guess that, you know, it's okay then in order to make fun of a cancer patient. You know, that's behavior I expect from a 14-year-old, not a 38-year-old.
Yep.
And that's why, like, if that guy wants to sit there and fucking say that, if he can respond to this podcast, by the way, and he can fucking sit there and say, like, I'm not a terrible person, that doesn't change what you did. You can apologize all you want, you know. My suggestion to you is go fucking pick up a book called, you know, Human Decency for Idiots. And go read it. Because you know what? You don't have it. Go fucking pick up a book called Ideologies and fucking read through it and then realize that, you know what? Maybe following an ideology to a T, you know, something that's like a cult to a T is just as bad as the Nazis. Like, ugh. Anyways, I'm done being mad. I don't want to be mad about that guy anymore. Rant over. Done. Like, human decency for dogs. Yeah, you know what? I should just post this in I should just post this in Game Camp and just say, to the BioWare devs who want to make fun of people who died of cancer, here you go. Here you go. I'd probably get banned.
I'm sure you get probably get picked up. Pick this up in chapters.
Just bring it with me. Leave it at their theater. Human decency for dummies.
Have a theater?
They do.
I guess they do.
I don't know. Anyways, let's talk. Anyways, I played games. Good games. I played God of War.
Oh yeah. Actually, can I talk about one thing? Actually,
I was waiting for it.
To, yeah. So I got one thing. I just
has
remembered.
News.
Yeah. So I may have talked this before, but here's a kind of an update of what's going on with one of the games I like to play on a semi-regular basis.
Pokemon, isn't it? It's Pokemon. Tell me it's Pokemon.
No, it's actually a pinball arcade. Because I love me pinball. But there's a whole debacle going on with the company called Farside Studios, or I think it's called Farside. But anyway, there's this huge thing that hit like a month ago that the company, there's whispers of the company were going to be losing their rights to be selling Williams tables and Stanley tables, like losing all of them. And people are like, that can't be happening because that doesn't make fucking sense, because literally any pinball table that people want to play are a fucking Williams table or a fucking Stanley table or a Stern table. So it's like, that can't happen, because if that happens, that means literally 65% of the entirety of the tables in this game don't exist. And that's terrible. So people are like, I hope that's not real. And then there's news drop saying, we don't have the licensing for these tables up until this point, so buy your tables before this point. And everyone's treating this like the sky is falling. And it kind of is. Because it's like 65% of all tables are gone. That's a lot of fucking
sounds
tables.
Like the sky is falling, Josh.
It's the sky's literally falling.
Like
so
the
I have
legs are just being kicked out from underneath this. That looks like it.
It's so shit, because the funny thing is, though, it's not because of the company Farside's fault for wanting to up their licensing. It was actually the company who owns the rights to these pinball tables in the first place, who are like just ripping it out from underneath this Farside, saying, "Oh, just want them back."
It usually means that they're going to make their own tables.
Usually, yeah. But at the same time, it's like they don't show any evidence saying that they're going to. They're not saying anything if they are.
Look, our table. Look. So, our game's going to have blackjack and hookers.
No, actually, the company who owns this is a fucking blackjack and gambling machines.
Do
type
they
of
own
bullshit.
a couple of strip clubs? This is
like,
going to be the greatest moment that you have ever said on the show.
I don't know, but I've been to the company's website that holds the licensing, and they are like, you can play us on yachts and shit like that. You can play us on these freaking cruise lines. We're always on these cruise lines. It's like, god damn it. Why is always shitty companies are always the freaking casino ones? It's like, it's just so shit.
Konami is now a casino company.
Yeah, they're so shit. And freaking, what was it? SNK Playmore or Sammy or one of those.
SNK. It's
they
SNK.
Used to be a pachinko. Is it SNK? Because they used to be a pachinko game, company until the laws changed. And they're like, okay, we're going back to video games. Because it's like they've had to flip so hard. It's like
later, bitches.
Oh God, we can't make loads of money off of this. How sad.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like, man, like, I know that people have to make money and make a living, but it's like, did you really have to just cancel the fucking licensing for fucking pinball and all things? Mm-hmm. Like, I hope they do something with it, but my God, it feels like they're just gonna make a fucking gambling machine out of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, look, we made Black Knight.
So, yeah, pretty much. So now basically, I have
with a lot of the Japanese companies anymore, I just kind of like. Other than Nintendo, and like even Nintendo, some days I kind of like, Okay, I just nod my head and go,
If
okay.
you want to talk about Nintendo, we can talk about how bad Nintendo did this week.
What happened?
I mean, they did just make a new Pokemon announcement, and Josh isn't excited about it, and they also made a free game, which I played.
What
Oh,
fucking
God,
in
crap?
response to the Pokemon one, I don't know if I'm excited about it because it looks like it's basically Pokemon Go.
Well, that's what it is, because it's a
Fuck you, that game's
spin-off of
Fuck off. Yes.
Pokemon Go. I mean, so the thing about the Pokemon Go, Eevee, and Pikachu is that they are spin-offs of the Go stuff that's just on the Switch, and I think there is crossplay between the both games, so you can be like, oh, I'm going to do things on this game, and then I can bring it to this other game, and vice versa, which is great. But I've heard people talk about it and just say that there's not a lot here, and just meant for casual people. So, but they also had a press release saying the core game, the game that I kind of waiting for, it's going to be released later on in the year, or be more talked about later in the year. So I'm like, fuck yeah. So there is still something for me. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to ignore Go entirely because I still fucking hate it, and just waiting for the core stuff to come out.
You're exactly the person that they're targeting.
Exactly. I mean, that's why they had a release saying, don't worry, the core game still exists. Don't worry. It was like, okay, thank you, because I thought this was the core game, and I'd just be very disappointed. Like, I probably wouldn't even buy it. Like, I was gonna say the words like, I would buy a Switch when there's an actual good Pokemon game for it, and then when they released Go, it was like, that's not the game I was waiting for, and they're like, no, don't worry, it's still coming, and I was like, okay, thank you. Now I can have a chance and maybe get a Switch for $300 maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe I just get a Switch without power cables.
Maybe get a Switch. Just buy a Switch. Yes.
No.
Josh?
No. I don't
Josh?
wanna. They're $400.
I know they're $400. Get them on sale.
Well, yeah, I'm waiting for that, and no one does in Canada. Like,
Weird.
no
It's
one.
almost like, but you should do that.
It's like Canada has like a hard time with the dollar bill. Apparently,
It's almost like Canada has like crap galore.
like every other time I see YouTubers or some people are like, oh, we're gonna walk around Walmart and see what they have deal for Pokemon cards, and you just look over their shoulders as they're looking through like their Walmart in states, and usually there's like tons of selection in their Walmarts, and they just look over their shoulders all the deals that they have, and you're like, why isn't this in Canada? Like, why isn't it here? Is our dollar bill that shit?
It is.
Come on. Like,
It's actually because the Walmart Canada is actually considering that Walmart Canada is owned by Walmart US, it's actually a smaller firm compared to Walmart US. So Walmart US has the ability to go, here's what we're gonna get you guys for like production and stuff like that, and it just pays off that way.
Who smelt it? Who dealt it?
It just comes down to like, yeah, these probably have a bigger force to get these deals, and then Canada's like, maybe we can have a 10% off on Boxing Day. I just wish there was like they have this thing. What was it, Pogo? Something like buy 2 get 2 free or some shit, and it's like, you never see that in Canada. Like, where? Nowhere. Like, fuck.
You know what? I'm going to say this right now. Canada is a great place to live. We have free healthcare, Josh.
I mean, that kind of outweighs the, my greed of like, I just want to get a fuck ton of magic cards.
I just want a fuck ton of magic cards and smoke crack off of them. Josh wouldn't want to smoke crack off a hooker's bottom. He would want to smoke crack off of a magic card.
Use a magic card to cut up the crack. It's just divide it up, and then it'll just snort the fucking thing. I mean, ladies, the magic card, not the crack.
He's single.
I'm so single. Snort off your butthole. I don't care.
You just said the worst thing that I think I could ever hear. If I ever come into like a room and it's like, and like see like a girl like with her pants down and your head in it, I'm like walking away and never talking to you ever again.
I tuned out for a second there. What the fuck?
You heard me.
Don't worry, we're just talking about sniffing crack off of buttholes.
Yes, it's just as bad as you think it is.
You know, just this one last thing to say about the fucking pinball table thing. I have up until June 3rd until they just completely rip out all availability of buying these fucking tables. So I'm like, okay, I get paid this weekend and I got paid that other weekend, so maybe I can afford more tables. And I'm like, this sucks so hard.
That's
And it sucks for this other studio too, because this is practically their livelihood, and it's being pulled from underneath them. So it's like, I don't know what.
It's almost as if that gambling. It's almost as if they came up to him and they were like, "We want more money," and they were like, "No."
I kind of wonder how the deal went down, like how like they came to the agreement of like they're just gonna pull their licensing and stuff like that. Because it really feels like they didn't have a say in the matter and they just pulled it out for whatever reason. It just kind of feels like that way, because you think about it, it's like I don't think they were asking for more money. I don't think they were asking for, anything unreasonable. And this just other company was like, no, fuck you. No, we don't care. Fuck you.
Hey, look, we're making like a lot of things for you guys, and you guys are getting a lot of money from it. Can we have that stuff? No. Oh, okay.
Is this a podcast? Because I think we're just rambling at this point.
Look, Allan. Let me tell you about God
I'm
of
serious.
War.
We're rambling. Like,
let me tell you about God of War. It's good.
Are you playing it right now?
I was.
Good boy.
Hey.
Good boy. Good boy.
I'm
Then
not
again,
a
I've also been
fucking
getting
dog,
fucking
you
back
fuck.
into. Yes, you are. Fuck off.
I'm not.
Go to your fucking kennel, you motherfucker.
No. Stop treating me like a furry. I'm not a furry.
Anyways.
No.
I've been playing World of Warships again, and I hate myself
Of course you
for
do.
it.
Why?
Because I love the game.
You should have made the smart decision and bought a Ford Mustang and then bought God of War.
No, I don't want nothing to do with a fucking fuck Mustangs.
I like how that's the point where you're like, I was like, you should be like, I almost wanted to say, you should be like me, Allan. You should have a Ford Mustang, a really nice computer with a 1080 in it, and then God of War. That's what you need in your life. God of War.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I want to play God of War. I do want to get a PS4 eventually and get God of War because fuck yes, I've seen that game and how it plays, and I'm like, yes, please. But at the same time, I'm not super rushed for it.
You know what else you want? You want Cyberpunk Chun-Li.
Huh?
Cyberpunk Chun-Li.
What is that?
Post it in the chat, I guess.
Not really.
Yes, you do.
Chun-Li was never my favorite Street Fighter character.
How dare you, sir? Everyone knows that she's second fiddle to Ryu.
I mean,
I don't even like Ryu.
Well, I mean, he's like the Shoto. I mean, anyone who can't play fighting games kind of sticks with Ryu because it's basic motions. I mean, for me, like, because I'm kind of versed in fighting games, I kind of stick to Shotos anyways because it's easier to do. And when it comes to like, oh, these characters play these other tactics, I'm like, I don't know, I kind of freak out and don't know what to do, and I just go back to Shotos. It's just, they're basic, I know what to do, and I play them very well. So it's like, okay. For me, my biggest curse is playing a charge character because I'm not sure how to play them properly. Like, I know you're supposed to do back and forward and hit a button, but fucking, can I pull that off? No.
Of course not.
Yeah, it's a little too complicated for me, apparently. I mean, I'm sure I could pull it off now, but it's like, I hate that. I hate that type of gameplay.
Yeah. I would too.
But anyway, just play Ryu, you'd be fine. Or Ken. Or, I don't know, Guy. Play Guy. If Guy's in the game, play Guy.
Yeah, play Guy. Anyways, you were playing warships.
Yeah, what's the Ryu of World of Warships, anyways? Got what's the M Bison of World of Warships?
If I remember correctly, M Bison has the range to just fuck everyone up, right?
He's wearing the red suit, red hat, and he can just Psycho Crusher, yeah, like across the screen, basically.
Okay, so that's the fucking Yamamoto.
Okay.
That is the ship that goes, I'm going to reach out and touch you in inappropriate places. And it does. And when it hits you, you're like, oh god, there's a Yamamoto on this map. It scares you, and you're like, oh no. I have made a grievous error. But at the same time, you're like, oh no, there's a Yamamoto on this map. And then you realize, oh, shit, the Yamamoto is shooting at me. What else is looking at me?
What is touching me in inappropriate places?
With I still think my favorite thing is the fact that some of the German battleships in the game have torpedoes on them, and you're like, you're never used to. You'll see battleships like they'll close to range on each other and just start broadsiding each other, trying to kill each other, and the German will just suddenly swing its butt out, and you'll be like, that was the moment you realized you fucked up, because you won't have any time to respond to those fucking torps. You're like, I've got this. We're at a knife duel where you see the butt swing out. You're like, you motherfucker, you're a German battleship. You brought a fucking gun to this knife fight, you motherfucker. Oh, I love World of Warships, if that wasn't obvious. It is a really fun game. But I think we're done. I don't think we have much else to talk about this week, because I've been playing World of Warships. I watched Aggresteko, and Jeff saw Deadpool, played new fucking God of War. He played Pokemon Quest, apparently. But then again,
it's okay.
Josh talked about fucking weird things, as usual.
Yep.
And yeah, I think outside of that, I think we're pretty much done.
Yeah.
Unless Jeff has something else to add.
Thank you for listening to the Black Mind Podcast, episode 151, the Palindrome Podcast. You can listen to us every Thursday on
Why is it the palindrome? You never explained that.
Palindrome is a number that's reversible.
No, is it just a thing that is reversible?
Wait, is this 151?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, thank you for listening to Black Mind Podcast, episode 151, the Palindrome Podcast. You can listen to us every Thursday. BlackMindGames.podbean.com on YouTube as well, which will never be demonetized. And
hopefully.
Yeah. Have a good night, guys.
Try not to go too crazy.
I won't. It's okay. I screamed for like I channeled you and yelled for a good 20 minutes. Why the fuck? What the fuck's going on? Why is Jeff so angry? Oh my god. He went Super Saiyan on this. Yes, that would be the thing that happens. I go Super Saiyan on that guy. Okay, I'm stopping and I'm going to take the dog for a walk. about this, and I said to him, "I'm crying tears, brother. I am crying tears." I was trying to be sarcastic. It didn't work out. Anyways, hi Josh, how are you?
I'm good. Frickin', I got distracted, and I'm so sorry, because a friend of mine wanted me to drive him somewhere. I was like, I could probably squeeze this in, and ended up taking longer
You
than
went to
supposed to.
r/titty drop, didn't you? Yes,
No,
you
I
did.
literally,
yes, you did. You did
literally
exactly.
had to drive freaking my buddy of mine, Leslie, for freaking from one point of the dude to another, then back again.
What?
Yeah, it's just like I thought it'd be quick, and it's ended up taking longer than it's supposed to. So I was like, God damn it. Well, don't worry though, because I'm
You're
here.
here.
That means the show will be immediately better.
That will make the show immediately better. Anyways, you're recording right now, bud.
I know. Of course I am.
You're,
Guess
you're.
I am so recording right now. And recording.
Could be wrong right now. Like we could be. It could be worse. I could be. I mean, I've just been passing the time by looking at Ruby MMD. It's amazing how much clipping goes on in those things. Like, oh my god. It just, like, makes me go, ugh. Every fiber of my being just hates it. Hates it.
I mean, they have the most biggest weapons known to man in that thing, don't
Ruby?
they?
What?
I mean, yeah, for Ruby, isn't it that type of clipping, or is it just more clothes?
It's like bad shit. It's like hair going through things. It's like, ugh. Collider on this.
That's what it is.
Okay. Is everyone recording?
Yep.
Is.
Okay, let's sync in 3, 2, 1.